everybody, and welcome to the newest indoor adventure in Gold Rush, a Weird West 4th edition campaign. This is part 12 of that campaign. Today is June 24th, 2024, and you are loved. That is a very important thing that we like to remind each and every single one of our viewers and listeners at the beginning of each and every single one of these games. If this is your first time joining us, you can go to youtube.com/indooradventures to check up on all of our games that we have held up until this point, or you can go towards anywhere audio casts are being made available for free. You can find us there under the same moniker. And speaking of things that are being made available for free, if you go to patreon.com/indooradventures, you can check up on our after show called Nights in the Courtyard, where we answer questions not only from each other, but also from the community. So if you have any questions for myself or any of these other fine folk, feel free to again join us at patreon.com/indooradventures. But let's say you already support us on Patreon. You already support us on YouTube and Twitch and all of those other wonderful places, and you're trying to think to yourself, where can I go to help support this fantastic show even more? Guess what, Acorns? I got your back. Quite literally, in fact, because if you go to indooradventure.redbubble.com, we got t-shirts, we got posters, we got mugs, we got crop tops, throw pillows, shower curtains, aprons, clocks. We even have face masks with the symbol of Tiamat upon them, designed by our very own Cyberwolf1201, where all of the proceeds of our merch currently goes to help support Doctors Without Borders. So if you would like to help support a good cause or possibly help support the show, you can again go to indooradventure.redbubble.com. Again, that is Indoor Adventure, no S at the end, .redbubble.com. But that is it for my opening spiel. Hey, RJ, who are you playing today?
Hello, today I'm playing Kid, the Genasi Sword Mage. We both go by he... Well, I go by he, him. He goes by he, they. We're looking for some treasure.
I'm LBHackEmUp. I'm going to be playing Trisannas, or Triss. She is the Wilden Seeker of the group. I go by she, her, and she goes by she, any.
Hoi, I'm Cyber. I use he or any pronouns. I play Rakel. Rakel uses she, her pronouns. She is a human shaman. Treasure, I hardly know her.
I'm the Indoor Adventurer, he, him, and tonight I shall be playing as Carruthers Edelweiss, also known as Ruth to his friends. Uses he, him pronouns, and last I checked was a human ranger.
That just leaves me. Hey, everybody. I am Wings, also known as Danae Keener. I'm the GM for this here production. And I'm just going to jump right into the recap, the way that we always do here on Gold Rush. Last time was Session 11. Having defeated and captured Sheriff Hall, Kid and Sparky were disappointed to find that his half of the map gave no additional information on where to find the hidden treasure of the Wayward Sons. Rakel attempted again to heal the headless horse, against Sparky's advisement. Finding herself thrown from its back, she and Ruth questioned Sparky regarding the nature of his horse. He was evasive and obtuse about the matter. Madam Black disposed of Sheriff Hall after he broke the law against violence in her domain. Remembering that Triss could talk to ghosts, and they had one in their vicinity who might remember how to read the map, Kid and Triss consulted Cook on how to find the treasure. Cook revealed that the treasure was at the center of the Squall in their old shipwrecked vessel, and that they would have to use the Wayward Sons' flying dinghy to get there. After a harrowing skill challenge riding the dinghy into the Squall, they managed to break through the eye of the storm, which contained an entire shipwrecked beach. What followed was a fight with a siren and some crab creatures guarding the horde, leaving the posse spent. Sparky suggested that they rest before moving on, and Ruth started wrestling up a crab boil. That's where we left off last time.
Ow.
Are you feeling all right, Mr. Kid?
I think one of them got me the posterior. No.
Would you like me to take a look at it?
No, I am peachy keen. He pulls like a sharp rock from underneath him and throws it into the water.
Well, we've made it here. We've found ourselves in a interesting place. What are we planning on doing next?
Well, if I know my folks, and sadly I do know them, they might have that treasure in one of the split hulls. I don't actually know which one they would use as a treasure room, but he'll point to the bow of the ship in front of them, and then to the aft all the way on the other side. One of those two.
Well, perhaps we should eat up for a moment and then take our time looking, unless you think there's going to be some other dangers that approach us.
Did your folks get an army of attack crabs? Is that right? Is that what happened?
Can I make a check of some sort
Do you need one? What do you have in mind?
to remember
To remember.
if there was ever mention, or if like, so did I make an Arcana check last time we played to tell if this was a demiplane, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
It's like a little pocket dimension.
Yeah, so was the siren and the crabs natural fauna of this dimension, or were they brought in as defenders?
Yeah, okay. Go ahead and make an Arcana check for that one.
Here comes the 2 to the 3 to the 4. Arcana, right. I'm good at these. 21.
21. Okay. Well, those are natural fauna, yes. Of this dimension, yes, now. Previously, they probably lived somewhere else, like the actual ocean, where the Wayward Sons lived previously.
Oh.
It seems to you that the Wayward Sons brought a little bit of home with them.
I imagine
to
they scooped
keep-
out a piece of the like sea and land, and it also brought in like the fauna.
Mm-hmm. I think that we could even like pull out like camera wise and show that like the bit of beach that you're on, it's almost like an empty bowl. Like I guess not an empty bowl, like it's like the full part of a bowl without the bowl. You know what I'm saying? Like there's sort of
It's like
a
a dip,
hemisphere. Yeah, that it's like cut off. Like my mental image is Mario Galaxy, but I keep on trying not to describe things in terms of video games that people may or may not have played.
So it's
And
like
try
a
to
realistic it's like a realistic depiction of our flat earth.
it's round on one side at least,
Yeah,
just not the
beyond
side
the
you're
ice
on.
wall is where it rounds.
Okay, I don't like this game.
Whatever magics my folks used to bring this up here, I think they scooped out a bit of the habitat, and so whatever's here is natural to whatever they scoop this water from.
I feel like I've heard tale of this before. Something about a sky island or something such.
Several sky
Right.
islands.
Indeed.
They're all linked. Ba-da-da.
Skylands. I don't think they exist.
You're standing
Sparky.
on one, Sparky.
Well,
Sparky
are we
sort
in
of
are we in the sky or are we in the horse storm?
A little bit of both. I could safely assume wings.
you are currently in the eye of the storm.
So-
And if you were to step off of this island, you would most likely find yourself back out in the squall.
I explain in so many words. It's a lot of magic shit happening all at
Well,
once.
I can't say I understand it, but I appreciate that we're here and we have a job to do.
I'm gonna use some healing surges.
That's a good idea. Sparky's gonna sit down and do something similar as he just sort of parks his butt in the sand, gets out a wrench, and he starts trying to do some repairs on his leg armor. As he also took a lot of damage in that fight. I know that Carruthers was getting out a a nice big pot to
Yep.
start rustle up a crab ball.
Oh, big old pot. He's using his gold to make like 5 little crab hammers that people can use to like get into the claws, like claw meat a little bit easier. He's going whole hog on this. Like in Ruth's mind, the danger is outside and nothing is gonna get in. We killed the danger that's here. Just have some crab.
First, you slip the knife between the eye stalks, then press firmly.
I do have some Old Bay in my bag if we need to.
That would
Do
be
some-
perfect. Also, Miss Triss, do you eat crab?
Yes.
All right, I honestly didn't know how your whole digestive system worked, so I wanted to make sure that you were at least getting some nutrients as well. But if you eat crab,
Yes, usually crustaceans and fish digest quite well in my system. It's the red meats that I have trouble with.
Pretty sure I got Old Bay in my boot, and Kid will pull off his boot and just pour out some water.
Funny joke.
This guy.
So you're telling me that you don't subsist off of photosynthesis and water?
No, and though I appreciate the question, that is a little close-minded.
Wow,
Though I
Sparky.
understand that you don't know my people and we don't
Oh,
travel very
my-
far.
My apologies, miss. I didn't mean to assume. Though it does appear that I have made an ass out of myself.
It is all right. I appreciate you trying to get a better understanding of me and my people.
He like starts yanking on his boot and just like fully pulls it off, revealing that his leg is in fact just that. I hesitate to say robotic. It seems to be some sort of
Prosthetic.
prosthesis.
Oh my god.
And he like starts shaking it and sand starts pouring out.
There is a non-zero chance.
You're muted, Simon.
No, I'm just talking really quiet. There is a non-zero chance that my half-assed assumption from last game still could be correct. What if this guy's the top half of the centaur?
It's possible. Danae doesn't have a good poker face. So it could be.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Knights in the courtyard.
Form of top half of man.
I plead
Well-
the fifth.
Well, I don't have much to do in terms of healing, so perhaps I should start searching this wreckage to see if I can find anything for us.
Danae,
Yes.
what? Okay.
True name, man. Okay. Sorry.
Is there a more spiritual presence here than there was outside with the horse NATO? Specifically, like things that would be aspects of like this shoreline.
That's a good question. Give me a nature check. As you attune yourself to the abnormal vibes of this here.
Those were
mini
numbers.
dimension.
30.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Wow. Fuck yeah. Okay, so first of all, you can absolutely tell that this area, this little plane is like a scoop out of a completely different world, and it kind of took like all of the spiritual energy that would be present in that scoop and just sort of like put it in this here like bag, bowl, container of some sort. So like all of that latent sort of subtle spiritual energy is here. But there is also a very strong presence coming from the shipwreck. Strong and familiar to you specifically. You tried to ride it twice.
I would very much like to go straight for it.
So you start wading out into the water and
Yep.
approaching the shipwreck.
Yep, this is my siren call.
Ho, hold on there.
I'll respond.
I'll go with her.
Don't drink it, it'll drive you mad.
Now,
I
just
wasn't
wait a second.
planning
Can
on
we
it.
can we talk about this first
No,
before anybody does anything?
no, I'm doing something. I'm going to the shipwreck.
He seems to get more desperate as you're walking away. He's taking this very seriously. This is concerning him a lot, and you don't seem to be stopping. Finally, he says the one thing he can think of that he thinks might stop you. And it's, I'm Six Spurs.
Congratulations. I keep going.
I knew
What?
it.
I'm sorry.
really-
Was that someone we met before?
The bounty.
I really felt like that was
Oh.
going to stop her.
No.
Nah, not when she gets like this.
Mm-mm.
Crab?
Don't kill Sparky until we come back now.
Well,
Continues to wade into the water.
It just sort of like points at her and is like, well, now you see why I kept it so quiet.
Kid is fishing out a crab leg from the pot and like hop, breaks it and starts like nibbling on one end. So, Six Spurs. And we can
He's-
cut from there so Rakel can get
Yeah,
there.
yeah. Okay. Yeah, let's start with the shipwreck then. Rakel going on her own? Is Tris still following her? What's the
I want to give her backup. I'm gonna let her do her own thing, but I don't want her to get stuck in a, troublesome situation if she gets into one. I'm gonna let you be independent, but I'm gonna be right here.
I'm gonna let you finish, but this siren song.
It's the best song of all time.
Okay. Well, let me have a look see at this map. The water gets deep enough that you kind of have to swim, and there are waves and such, so you have to like dive under the wave or else you kind of get bowled over. But as you get closer, you do realize that the shipwreck does have a few wooden bridges that are built across these rocky outcroppings in the water. It seems that the Wayward Sons had made a sort of makeshift path in order to access the horde. You eventually do reach one of these rocky outcroppings, and you can climb up the top and then make your way across a precarious swinging bridge. And eventually arrive at the poop deck of the split ship.
Do I still feel a presence in a direction?
Yeah, this you feel is where the location of this presence is. In the bowels of this destroyed ship.
All right, I'm coming. What is it that you wanted us to find? How can we help you? I'm gonna keep going to it. I'm find a way down.
Okay. Reaching out to this presence, trying to speak with it like you did before. Give me a nature check. Shit.
Natty 20.
with a natural 20, and another 30. You feel that presence reach out to you. And it says, I'm trapped. I must run. I'm incomplete. I must be reunited.
Do I see anything here that
Jumping onto the deck of the ship, you can tell that the horde itself must be below the deck.
does there appear to be any point of egress or
To get down in there? There's plenty of holes in the deck itself, in the flooring. You could drop down one of those. You could attempt to find like the quote unquote door that it used to be, the actual like sanctioned entrance. But like looking around, the most obvious entrance is through one of those holes.
Okay. I'm going in.
Okay. Triss still following?
At a distance, yeah.
Okay. So I'd say probably Triss would be... I get on the right layer here, just so I can keep track of where everyone is. Presuming this may or may not be important.
Not for combat reasons.
I mean, what could I say?
Oh, I thought they were going to the one closer. Okay.
Nope. I need GB here for my boat words, but that one right there, I believe, is the front of the boat, and
Bow.
the one back there is poop
The
deck.
aft castle.
Aft castle. The aft castle and the poop deck, right?
No,
The aft castle's
Stern
the rear part of
and
the
bow.
The bow is
Like
the
I
front
said,
part.
like I said, I need GB here for my boat words. I'm running a cowboy campaign.
I
a
have
reason.
touched the butt.
So you mount the ass. Sorry. I watched
I've
Tremors
gone-
with
I've
I
gone
watched-
into the bowels.
into the bowels of the ship. I watched Tremors with LB, and one of her favorite parts is, I found the ass part.
I found the ass in!
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Valentine.
That's it. Yep. So you hop down into the bowels of the ship. This place is gleaming with piles of gold. It is everywhere. And it is in treasure chests. It is in jewels and necklaces and crowns and goblets, and all of it is gold, gold, gold.
But is there a horseshoe or a leg or a head?
I imagine with that natural 20 from before, you're just following that voice. And it's like, come to me, I must run, come to me, I'm incomplete. And you are led in a beeline directly for what at first looks like a horseshoe, but then you lift it up out of the pile of gold you find, and it is indeed a spur that appears to be modified in order to be able to fit on horse legs.
Is this part of you?
Incomplete.
Are there other parts of you?
More.
Is there more?
there is more. You are very easily led to 3 more sets of spurs.
Okay.
When I say sets, I mean there are 4 spurs in total that you find in here.
Um, I, you and you, um, are there any more of you still rolling about in here?
Not here.
Out there?
Incomplete. All 4 of them at once.
Okay. And I'll stuff them in a pocket. Get out.
Oh, God bless Rakel. I love her so much. Let's cut back to the shore real quick. Unless Triss had something to say.
She was just gonna ask if everything was all right.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm looking for something.
All right. Just
You,
let me know if you need anything.
you get the sounds equivalent of a toddler diving through a box of Legos.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful.
Kid is currently pouring a small bag of rice into the crab boil. And is like, crab leg still sticking in the mouth, chewing it, or sucking on it, looks over to Six Spurs. So,
So was that like was that the truth, or were you just saying that to try and dissuade those two from going after your treasure, kid's treasure?
I guess the real question is if I tell you it's not the truth, are you going to believe it?
Depends on the delivery, I suppose. But I heard you were a mighty good postman.
Yeah. One of the best. A lot of good that got me.
So
I heard that you were out looking to take out every deputy of the Compass Rose.
well, to be fair to me, the sole reason for me to do that was to take down the sheriff of my town, and since that is complete, I no longer have the will to try and kill you.
That's good to hear. Just kind of banking on that one.
That I would want? What?
That you would not want to kill me.
Ah,
That your
alright.
bloodlust would be slaked. That this conversation need not happen.
Well, this conversation is kind of happening right now because I don't think we can progress any further without some sort of recourse. Like, we can't move on to our next Compass Rose unless you know where they are and we can just, like, go.
Certainly points you on your way.
Hmm.
Not many people have gone that far west. Not lately, anyway.
Wait, just how far west are we talking about?
All the way.
over the Palisades.
Oh.
Six Spurs, I have a question for you. Is it true what they said that you were part of the group that betrayed Goldtooth Joe?
That's what they tell me.
Why?
He sort of like looks you up and down. I sure wish I knew. Last thing I remember, I was running back to Serendipity. I had an important message. And then, nothing. I found out later that Six Spurs was taken out by the Wayward Sons.
Oh, you did the whole law revival thing.
Yeah.
Huh. That would explain a lot.
I was a lot more driven before. I ain't never heard of changing when you came back, but when I came back wrong.
Would you care to elaborate, or is that a bit too traumatic?
I mean, it sounds ominous to you, but I don't know. I feel like I believed in something before, and that's just not there anymore. I sure as hell wish I knew what exactly I died for, what that message was, but I don't remember.
Who was the person who was sending it? Maybe we can go and ask.
I can't be sure. But I do know I'm about the only person who's come back east from that far west. So far.
So something big's going down in the west, and you got taken out before reporting back. Great. Lovely. I love that for us. We're heading west, aren't we?
That was your initial goal. Yeah, I believe Triss is as well, and as far as I know, Rakel's traveling west with us until we can get some kind of ritual caster, last I checked.
Alright. Well, we're used to the trouble anyway. Kid will start, like, drying out his rifle. So, what now, Mr. Six Spurs?
As far as I'm concerned, our deal still stands. Y'all get the horde. I get my horse back.
Alright. As long as you don't go shooting us in the back.
Well, that's not my plans.
By this point, Kid will spoon out a portion of the crab soup and rice, hand it to Sparky, make up one for Ruthie and himself, and we'll holler for the ladies that soup's on.
You don't even need to holler. Just magic up a fucking triangle and ring that bell.
That's fun. Ladies, you are on your way back towards the camp when you hear a dinner bell ring.
Did you find everything that you needed, Miss Raquel?
I think so. I mean, I'm I'm getting the same kind of sense from Sparky's horse, from like all of these things. Uh, but I mean, they were kind of hidden in all of that gold junk and everything. So I could have absolutely missed some. I don't know.
Are you saying
I guess I need to.
there was gold down there?
Mm-hmm.
Right. We'll go back to that then.
Oh, okay.
Right.
I guess that's what that was. That's
Mm-hmm.
yeah, the Wayward Sons.
All right. So
stuff.
these parts, these trinkets that you have, are part of the horse that you were attempting to tame before.
Oh, not tame, just get a feel for.
I see. How so? I deal mostly in bones and viscera, so this is new to me.
It just, yeah, I don't know, it kind of feels like there's a tension and anxiety, like every time I reach out to the horse, it's kind of like touching a nerve wrong. And yeah, it's kind of like the best way I can describe it is like a wound that you want to put pressure on, even though it hurts, so that it can be better.
I see. So these trinkets are part of the spirit of the horse that need to be returned to it.
Yeah.
Yes, I understand that. Much like returning the bones of a creature to a grave to put it at rest.
Yeah, sure.
All right. Well, that is good. And you're saying that we don't have all the pieces?
I think I got everything,
Mm.
but it's going to be hard to figure that out until we get back out into the Squall.
Right. Well, let's see what Mr. What was his new nickname? Bolt?
I
Steve? Not
I mean,
Stevie, that's a different character.
look,
Whiplash.
Sparky's still
Whiplash. Yeah, yeah, Sparky.
there are way too many names. I know Sparky. I'm just going to stick with Sparky until
I have trouble recognizing most humanoids from others, so when there's multiple names, it gives me quite a confusion. But yes, let us get back, get some food in your stomach, and we can confer with the group.
Wait, we joined the gentle lads.
There is a special kind of silly one feels as your players willfully misremember your NPC's name as your cat gives you a mustache.
Who is it?
It's Morticia.
Tisha.
It's that flirty tail. Look at it.
Yeah. Yes, we rejoined the group.
You rejoin the group. You find Kid busy adding rice to a crab boil, making supper. Unless you're like closer to done making the food.
I assume we
this
were closer
point.
to done by this
Yeah.
point. Yeah.
We would've
Okay,
only
yeah, that's
rang
why
the
you rang the
bell.
bell to begin
Yeah.
with. There is a delicious seafood stew that has come to fruition on this beach.
I was looking in there.
And where?
In the ship. I assume that's where you two headed.
Yeah. I mean, there's a whole bunch of junk in there. I think I found the missing bits of the horse. I'd like to try and put them back together.
All right. I guess after I'm finished eating this, I'll pop on over and do a quick inventory check.
There was also gold in there. And other things. This boar looks incredible, Kid. Well done.
Don't thank me. Ruthie
well
was the one to put it
done,
together.
kid.
Whoa,
Well
hold on.
done.
I just added the
My-
rice. Ruthie did all the prep work.
Did you know
My
that you could magic up
apologies.
tiny umbrellas for these? It's just like
Well,
little umbrella.
does the
to put
drink
in the
need
boil.
shading?
No, it's not for the drink. He's putting it in the crab boil, just as like a little hang. Festive.
Is it for decoration or does it serve a purpose?
Purely decorational.
Oh, and we don't eat it.
I mean, you can. It might give you splinters.
She kind of looks at him.
I'm not gonna tell you no, but I'm just saying it is not meant for eating.
Understood.
That how y'all get gold teeth?
God.
Baka. Hmm. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes.
I,
Sorry.
I
I
can
was
really
just
taste.
eating.
I can really taste the grit of the sand. But yeah, Kittle. As soon as they've come back and like started eating, Kittle meander up the cliffside towards the ship.
Okay. You meander up the cliffside. You find what appears to be the foundations of what must have once been a lighthouse that didn't seem to survive the journey. And standing here, you can look down on the shipwreck and get a pretty good view of it and possible entrances.
Yeah, just slip right in by like a hole that's in the ship and pause. There is no detect magic ability, right? I can just make Arcana checks.
I reckon it would be a ritual, but yeah, I'm okay with you just using detect or excuse me, using an Arcana check to get the vibe.
Yeah, because I want to
In
know.
this setting where law is a thing, you can absolutely use an Arcana check for that.
I want to know if I disturb any of this gold, is it going to be a Cave of Wonders situation where, like, we're going to have to get out after a certain amount of time?
Sure. Yeah, give me a check.
Another 21.
You mustn't touch the lamp.
Okay, I'm here for the gold.
Or no, it was touch only the lamp.
Touch on
Sorry.
the lamp, yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. What did you get?
A 21.
That's pretty good. Yeah, you figure that you've already bypassed whatever security system they had in place.
Cool. Uh, and just like a vacuum, well, for law, kid's going to just extend the arcane power in him and just start dusting everything to make it more
Nice.
condensed.
Yeah. As you are making your way through all of these treasures, and like slowly dusting them into a more portable size, um, you kind of get a weird nostalgia, as you recognize particular items from stories that the Wayward Sons told you about their adventures and misadventures. Um, and it seems that they also had that they also had a level of sentiment attached to these items, and in the fact that they kept them in this form.
For those items, kid takes an extra second or two before he dusts them. But we'll proceed as planned.
Okay. Kid is busy dusting the hoard, while back on the beach, folks are partaking of a delicious seafood stew. Would you call that a gumbo? Or is it closer to like a jambalaya? If it's got rice in it. I'm not sure if I know
Gumbo
the
also
correct...
has rice in it. Jambalaya does not have broth.
No broth.
It's just a hearty stew.
Yeah, it's a gumbo because of the roux, right?
Yes.
Or, yeah.
This is crab soup.
Crab soup with rice.
Crab soup?
My apologies, Mr. What would you prefer us calling you? She says to Sparky.
Whatever feels natural to you, darling.
Sparky. I did not mean to imply that we were going to kill you. I just wanted to make it clear that if that was going to be the outcome, I would like them to wait for all of us, since you are a formidable opponent.
Yeah, it's kind of you to say. I'm afraid it wouldn't be much of a fight.
She turns to Ruth. Have we come to a conclusion on that front?
I don't think this is needing a fight.
All right. This is Mr. Kidd's setting an event, so I'm letting y'all take control of this. I'm merely along for the ride and this wonderful seafood bowl.
I got another question for you then. Mr. Spurs.
Sparky has started to dig into the soup.
If you weren't aware of the betrayal of Joe, what reason would the others have had? I mean, you must have been close to them to be considered in the same group.
I wish I could say I knew. Most of my time spent with Compass Roves was spent on the road. Didn't have a lot of time to get to know them. And the critical moments of when the betrayal occurred and the time following is absent from my memory. I reckon you would know better.
If I did, I wouldn't be asking you.
I'm sorry. A small recap. Who has betrayed whom?
The Compass Roves betrayed Goldtooth Joe, and then a bunch of canaries flew out of a place and then gifted people bounties. And then those people with bounties became users of law, and then the whole thing kind of spiraled out of control from there.
Right. So we are under the understanding that Mr. Sparky, Six Spurs here, is part of that. Do we know how it was created was it a person who created these bounties, or was it a more of a, she points to Rakel, a spiritual, as opposed to her spiritual, Rakel's spiritual type thing?
You got one of these wanted posters? Like, reaches out. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of takes it, looks at it. You see him, like, regarding his illustration, just sort of, like, rubbing his stubbly beard. I think he got the chin wrong. But that's Joe, for sure.
Which bounty did he take?
He's looking at a wanted poster of himself. The wanted poster magically changes depending on who you're going after next.
Yeah.
But yeah, he examines the wanted poster. It's got a picture of what Joe probably imagines he looks like.
Ah, I see. Well, if we're not going to take you in or dispatch of you in some way, others will come. And you must pay yourself for that or hide yourself away, I suppose.
Well, not if you collect my bounty. And most of that, I reckon, is in that their horde of the Wayward Sons over there.
Golden light filtering out from the hull of the ship.
I was under the understanding that we had to kill people from these bounties to collect it.
Well,
if they're not willing to give it up willingly.
whenever we create
Believe it or not,
things-
people can just give you gold.
Whenever we create things, it uses part of all the gold that we have combined, and if you create enough things that you don't have any gold left...
Well, then we could play the system a little bit, is what you're saying.
Ruth nods.
Wonderful. That, again, I'm just trying to understand. I have no opinion on what we do next. I just want the gold.
Well, it looks like Kid's busy collecting. Unless you want to go check out the other half of the cracked ship, see if there's any tucked around in there.
I suppose I could, but Kid is just so much more nimble than I am.
Well, how about this? How about you watch the rest of this here boil? I'll go check to see if there's anything in there.
Wonderful, I could do that.
And Ruth hikes up his pants to about like the mid shin and just trudges into the water. Yelps because it's cold.
Dick Nevin.
Just doing a little hop step as he's like trying to get through, which is just splashing up more water. Yeah, I'll go investigate the other half of the ship. The one that's
Okay.
close.
You're looking in the front of the ship.
Yeah.
What are you looking for exactly?
Treasure.
All right.
Just anything.
I'm sure you do find some scattered gold pieces here, and only due to your heightened sensitivity to gold, your prospector's nose ability to sniff it out. But the majority appears to be in the ass end.
Well, I think
I've decided I'm not gonna try to do boat words.
no, it's the boat ass. You're the GM. That's what they're called in this world.
Touch the butt.
I think while Ruth is poking around and like looking for gold, he's doing it very half-assedly. If anything, he's probably doing this just to be by himself for a little bit.
Okay.
So he's gonna like take extra time, like lift a single piece of paper, set it back down, kind of like nudge a box with his foot. But he's not looking too hard, I don't think.
Okay. Just as a recap, where is everybody currently? It is Kid in the ass end, Carruthers in the front end, Rakel on the
I'm
beach.
by the bowl.
Ladies
the
are
ladies are on the beach.
ladies are on the beach. Okay. Sparky has evidently doesn't have much of an appetite. He puts down his bowl and then just kind of sits in the sand. He's looking at his wrist cuff. And you can hear a sort of metallic ringing as he flicks something at his wrist. And what appeared to be before just a star-shaped sort of wrist cuff, like a cufflink. Rakel starts to look pretty familiar as he appears to be wearing spurs on his wrists.
Say that to me one more time.
He's got these gold star-shaped wrist links on his sleeves. But upon further examination, they are very familiar, as it appears that he's wearing spurs on his wrists.
What's the antecedent for he?
The antecedent for heat?
He. What is the he is the pronoun. What is the antecedent? What does he refer to? Who are we talking
Sparky.
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 Okay.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
about? Okay.
I
Sorry, I used grammar words. How
I
dare
know. I was all like, I was a prolific reader, and I read above my level in elementary school. I should know what this word
Look,
means.
just because I read well doesn't mean I'm
As
good
like-
at English.
As I Googled it in shame.
There's no shame in gaining knowledge.
Yes, the antecedent would be he, Sparky. The one and only.
Do I get the same sort of feel? Yeah, the same kind of like pull to his wrist jewelry.
His wrist jewelry is in the same style as the spurs that you picked out of the horde. As far as like spiritual energy, there
Yes.
is not much coming from him specifically.
But is there?
Is there any at all?
Do I need to yank these spurs off of his wrist? Or does the shape of the horse just mimic the very mundane things that he has on his arm?
That's a good question. That's a good question. That may be a thing to discuss with him, or to act on without discussion at your discretion.
I mean, do I feel the do the horse spur spirit things continue to cry that they are incomplete when next to these other spur things, and do the other spur things also cry out?
The other spur things do not cry out,
Okay,
but the ones that you have definitely do.
great. I do not yank. I do not
Okay.
yoink.
Okay.
That's it.
Nope. No yanking or yoinking is had this day.
Yep. And I will not discuss it.
Okay. Kid, you finish gathering the horde.
I do want to add that there is one object that he takes a little bit too long to disintegrate, dust into law, and it is a rocking horse that he recognizes from his childhood.
Oh, that's heartbreaking.
It's not worth much, but it was a treasure to them.
It was a treasure to them.
How much gold do I get?
I will update you on that at the end of the session.
Okay, because it's real funny. As Kid is walking back to the beach, he is currently now wearing a cowboy hat worth that amount of gold.
Yeah. Just like a solid gold cowboy hat with a Doug. Well, it doesn't have to have a Doug Dimmadome-esque height to it, but if that is your wish.
It's like made out of some hydra leather from the furthest swamp. The export cost was through the roof.
It is a 10-gallon hat, but instead it is a X number gold hat.
It's a 10-gallon hat on $1 million man.
You pay by the gallon.
Ain't that the truth?
Oh, you know what? I clicked through my notes and I finally found the number I was looking for. Are you ready?
Yes, chef.
1,355
Okay.
gold.
Could y'all believe there were only 50 gold in that shit? Yeah. Kid is now wearing a 1.35k hat. In price.
Ruth is sort of putzing around in the ship, in the front of the ship, right?
I think if he hears Kid come out and like shout over the waves, like, "Oh, we're done here," Ruth will jump from the top into the water and then swim to shore, and as he's getting out, just sopping wet, he'll just say, "This counts as a bath."
It does not, but alright.
Shakes himself like a little dog.
Incredible.
Squeegees the beard.
Who among you has the highest perception?
Probably Ruth.
I believe it's Rakel. I think Rakel has me beat by like 1 or 2 points.
2.
Also, everyone add 337 gold to your sheets.
I think it makes the most sense for Rakel to hear this. As she is observing Sparky, kind of trying to figure out the connection between the spurs in her hand and the spurs on his wrists. You see him sort of like whisper something to himself as he's watching Ruth sort of flounder through the water back to shore. And perk up your ears to hear it, and he says to himself, "Well, so much for Ruthless."
Were you trying to be ruthless?
What?
Addressed to Sparky.
Mm-hmm.
I think he looks a little defensive at first, and then
I think I think we're all a little ruthless on the crabs, but it's kind of weird to make a comment about it now.
he like relaxes. No.
Also, speaking about the crab, how does one tell that they're allergic to shellfish?
Ruth puts a
Slow
hand on her
turn.
forehead. You don't feel warm. You feel itchy?
I feel like I got a cough going on, but maybe that's a good dip in the water.
Well, whenever you absolutely cannot breathe, well, we're fucked.
Good to know.
Normally, it's a little bit past that point when you turn blue, and Ruth is just sort of like looking Kid.
Kid
up
hits
and
him on the
down.
shoulder with the back of his hand.
Incredible.
Insensitive. All right, how do we get out of here?
I reckon we just walk out.
Are you
but
sure you don't want to look around some more to see if there's anything we didn't miss?
Yeah, speaking of things we didn't miss, y'all didn't find a horse in there, did you?
I found parts of one.
What?
Excuse?
And
Well,
she'll pull
considering
out
the fact that the one we're looking for is headless, that doesn't surprise me. And oh yeah, look at that.
Oh, yeah.
pulls out the spurs. So puts them back in her pocket. So we're going?
Guess so.
Is this like a tuck and roll situation, like hopping out of a train car?
I reckon once we
Is that how you
step
get
out of
off?
here,
Get
I
off the
reckon once
trains?
I reckon once we step out of here, we're gonna be back in the Squall, right?
Tuck and roll.
And
You either wait
here
for
we
them to
are with
stop
no
and then you can hop off, or you hop off early and then they don't know that you're in.
here we are with no dinghy. I don't know about you folks, but after that fight with the crabs, I'm rather hesitant to go get trampled under a horde of circling horses.
Can I with my law, has time advanced far enough in this world where we know about parachutes?
I'm pretty sure the first like prototypes for parachutes were
Literally
being
Galilean.
patented in like the Victorian era. Like, yeah, like I mean, like there are certainly like theoretical sketches from Leonardo da Vinci for certain flying machines, like the gyroscope.
The first use of a frameless parachute by Andre Garnerian in 1797.
Okay, but did it work?
What's
The
his time
modern
of death?
parachute was invented in the late 18th century. Who made the first recorded public jump in 1783.
Do you believe that like Wild West stuff was in the
1920s.
1800s? And you know what? This is like the fucking like this is fantasy town, y'all. Like
Just gonna law up some parachutes for us.
the way that we have ruled this in the past is if you can find an item in the compendium that does what you're asking it to do,
Cloak of Billowing.
you can
I
you can afford
have,
it.
I have my solution to this puzzle. Ruth summons a reinforced barrel with the bottom cut off. So that way he can walk. Little eye hole.
This isn't Niagara Falls.
Niagara Falls, I'm pretty sure, did not work.
No, it didn't. Let me go. Oh, this computer doesn't have the compendium. I'll go looking for what. Well, you know what? DnD.
If you Google 4E compendium, it'll come right up.
Let's go looking, I guess. Hammer false. No, filter by item.
While y'all are what I assume is trying to law yourself a way out of here, I've got a question, if you don't mind.
Might have an answer.
Anybody interested in just camping on the beach for the night?
Huh.
Getting a little rest in and then
Well,
hitting it
technically,
first thing in the morning?
technically speaking, we might want to camp up by that burnt out lighthouse. You don't want sand everywhere, do you?
I ain't against it.
So, who's for camping out tonight? Because I'm a little tired, honestly.
Yes, of course.
Technically.
I don't know. I don't like staying here. And I definitely don't feel like camping out here is going to be that it'd feel too good. I mean, I don't think I'm ever going to get this sand out.
To be fair, if the Squall is on its path still, we're gonna be a ways away from any sort of civilization. So getting back to town in a timely fashion is gonna be hard.
As far as secure locations go, it's mighty fortified. And plenty of food.
Far as I know, we're the only people who've been able to get in here.
Later that night, who are you?
Okay.
I mean, technically, y'all are the ones that are in charge here. There's not much I can do in terms of enforcing it, but
If it really makes you feel uncomfortable about staying here, Rakel, then I'm all for moving on.
He'll just look between the others.
I'm all right with moving on as well.
well, that being the case, can we make good on our deal?
Yep.
I don't see why not.
If we're going back out there, I want my horse.
I don't see a
Do you
reason
have
to
any
keep you
idea
from
on how to gather that?
it. Oh, Raquel's
Is
done it
it-
a few times.
Huh.
Successfully.
Well, successfully acquired the horse, but then the horse ran directly here.
Yeah, it's kind of stuck.
Hmm.
I've felt like that from time to time.
I mean, there's really no point in this place existing anymore. I wonder if there's a way we could just dispel it from the inside and free up all those horses down there.
Are we having this conversation like on the beach? Is this
We could be
like,
walking and talking.
Is this close to the border?
Yeah, we could be walking and talking.
At the border, or around the border, is there presence of the main horse?
I have described it in the past, that the horse that you interacted with felt like an extension of its being, or a projection, even. These spurs that you have in your hand, this is the horse. You're certain of it.
But is the projection is
Out
is
there?
the other part? Does it? Whenever
Resonate?
Raquel is approaching the border, does she feel the other part?
She does not. Whatever it was reaching for, it doesn't appear that it's out there.
If I attempt to law the Spurs back into however much of a horse they make,
Yeah, you can. Give me a nature check.
Well, no, actually, assembling the demi-plane might be a pretty bad idea.
Well, if you disassemble the demi-plane, let me get into the barrel first.
16.
Okay. What does it look like when you do this?
She has the Spurs, and she just kind of tries to squeeze them together like Play-Doh.
Okay. Sort of squeeze them together. There is certainly resistance there. This holds an immense amount of power. And you sort of begin to squeeze, and it's a bit like, at first it feels kind of like clanking silverware together. But as you exert your will over it, it eventually does become more malleable, and you are able to consolidate all of the spurs together.
Still incomplete.
Incomplete.
Did you say something, Miss Raquel?
I don't have enough horse.
Oh, I see. Shall we look for more of it?
Sparky, get over here.
Yes, ma'am. He sort of walks over. There's a little hitch in one of his knees, so he kind of moves slowly.
Right. And she will yoink the spurs off of his wrist.
Okay.
And squish it into the horse Play-Doh.
All right. There's kind of like a little internal like bring, like increase of gold content, but it still sort of thrums and hums that little mantra, incomplete, incomplete.
Do you wouldn't happen to know where any of the rest of the horse is right now, would you?
He's sort of looking at it, and there's a real tired look in his eyes, and he looks up at you. You know, I really appreciate how hard you're trying to make this work. I understand this must be real vexing for you.
Don't patronize me.
This is not patronizing. I am legitimately grateful.
Now, can you answer my question? Do you know where any of the rest of your horse is?
I have an inkling.
Spit it out.
Before we broach that subject, I have a few questions for you. For all of you, really. When you get out of here, when you move on, when you go after the other deputies, what exactly is your goal?
Do you want your horse back or not?
I do.
Then tell me what I asked you. Stop
It's me.
hiding behind
It's
these
me.
Conversations.
It's me.
You are the horse?
Yes.
So fucking sent.
I knew it! I knew it! You were being cagey about it last time! I even posited that directly. Raquel and I had a good laugh about it later that night.
We've been working on this story for months, and you just tweeted it out.
Yes!
Yes.
Vindication!
I'm
All
not
right,
a
laugh
crazy
it-
old man.
Now I'm
Laugh
very
it up, old
confused.
man.
Now I'm very confused about how this bargain is going to work, because I can give you yourself, and I'm sure that's very philosophical to some people, but what was the trade again?
He'd help us with the fight with the sheriff. In return, we help him find his horse.
Congratulations, you found yourself. I throw the Play-Doh at him. Your odyssey is done.
Water.
All right, I'm used to being a disappointment.
And that now we didn't. Oh, but Bud, Sparky, Bud, come here, Bud.
Oh, talk about patronizing.
No, I legitimately feel bad that you feel that way.
I'm sorry, I'm a little behind in this conversation. You are spiritually part of your horse, or you are a horse and you have taken the form of a man? Are you a
In
centaur that
all
is
forms,
missing
but
your?
physical.
Oh,
Uh, in all ways, but physical, I am a horse.
We snuff.
Oh my god.
I believe that's what they call kin.
I imagine when Rakel tossed the Play-Doh at him, it just kind of fell on the ground in front of him. He doesn't reach for it just yet.
Do we have to, like, do we have to put a spur on your legs? Do we put it on the horse? Like, phantom horse?
do we take the horse's body and place yours on top of it and use this like a Play-Doh to join you together?
I
See,
can't
No
now,
believe
horse could do that.
once again, I have withheld information in order to delay a conversation that I find distracting to the situation at hand.
Right. But I've only ever
I-
said this one other time in my life, but which way we mashing?
I'm
Pardon me?
terrified to know why that's the second time you've ever said this.
None of y'all have answered my question. What's your plan? What's your end goal in all of this?
Unpetrified somebody from home.
My character arc's
Protect-
already over.
There's someone at home that you're looking out for, that you want to take care of. Somehow for you that makes sense. Miss Raquel?
I believe I just answered that.
I'm so sorry. Ms. Trisannas?
No. Well, though my business is my own, it is similar in nobility. I hope to bring back enough funds and influence to my people so that they can protect our lands and keep nature where it should be in its natural state.
Very well. What about you, old man?
Peace of mind in a place where I can't bother nobody.
You think that's what the end of all this is going to get you?
That's what I keep telling myself.
Well, what I can tell you is that running after the deputies ain't nothing but trouble. Leaves you tired and spent and broken. Whatever you may believe, it may not be enough. Just my 2 cents. Personal experience.
Do you want to be reunited with your equestrian half or not?
Oh, sure I do. He starts to kneel down and reach for the lump of gold that has been tossed at his feet. I just wanted to say my piece until, excuse me. I just wanted to say my piece before I changed again. And he reaches out, he grabs that gold, and there is a blinding light. Crack of thunder, lightning, bolt, splits the sky, and wind begins to intrude on the piece of this little dimension. Y'all hear the sound of 6 spurs jingling, and hooves clopping against the stone underneath, as now much larger than before, a centaur appears before you, the beads of his saddle are glinting immaculately, and as your eyes are drawn up, you can see that he's wearing a leather shirt. There is a coonskin hat that is atop his head, and god damn, if he ain't the spitting image of that wanted poster that you got. Just this immaculate smile and a rugged jaw. He lands down from his rear, and he sort of like cracks his knuckles and rolls his neck. I did give you a chance to take a break before this, but I reckon that gold that you're carrying don't belong to you.
Now, hold on a minute. I don't understand. Why would you be wanting to acquire it now when we just spent all that time getting it? You could have asked for it. Are you planning on fighting us for it?
Do you want it?
The old double cross.
That is how this works around here. So I reckon we ought to roll some initiative.
Wait, what if I'm just good about giving you the gold? I already got my part done.
It's too late.
I mean, I guess you could give him the gold.
Shrugs. And that's one way to break Danae's encounter.
How much gold do you get?
Very clearly robbed us.
How much gold do you give him?
How much was he worth?
He was like in the
Apparently 1335.
or a little bit less than that, because 1335 was the sum total of the sons plus his gold.
Oh, I wasn't talking about that gold.
Perhaps you should clarify that before you start attacking us. We've been very friendly up until this point.
You're carrying some of Miss Sissy's gold too, ain't you?
No, I'm pretty sure we spent that.
I liked
Are
you
you
so much better
robbing
when you.
us?
I liked you so much better whenever you didn't have a head. And I'm a stick more back after him. Like, no.
And Mark.
Don't be modest. You didn't like me very much to begin with.
Is this where
And
we wanna
I
go on a break?
roll initiative.
Should we place ourselves on the map?
Yeah, I think we should, and we should probably also go to break because we're at about that time.
Hell yeah. So we are going to try and be back in 5 to 10 minutes. So don't go no place unless it's to grab a food, grab a drink, grab a friend, or possibly go to indooradventure.redbubble.com. Pick yourself up something nice. And we'll see all of you shortly. All right, everybody. See you soon. Hear us. They can hear us now and see us now. Hello. Studio mode tricked me. That's all there is to it. Danae, take us away. Why are we here? What is so scary about this place? That man big.
Well, you've rolled into initiative, and there is only one enemy on the board. Almost as though he's fighting you solo. That word might have meaning in 4th edition. Let's find out.
Why he have two?
Who is Hit and Run? Are those two separate people or one entity that you've given a misnomer to make us think it's two?
Well, let's find out, shall we?
Oh my god, it's the horse. Horse moves separate.
So on turn on initiative of 19, Six Spur's hit and run ability is activated. So he's gonna do that. He moves up to his speed, ignoring slowing effects, and during the movement, he can use his lightning rod ability or his shock gun if the power is recharged at any point during the move. So what he's gonna do is he's gonna do a big ol' circle around you guys, and stop at the end of his movement of 10. And he's gonna use his shotgun.
Did I use my reaction?
What does your reaction do?
Pursuit of
And
the
what is it
hunter.
triggered
Trigger. An
by?
enemy within 2 squares of you moves on its turn.
He sure did move, and he was 2 squares from you.
I can shift 3.
It's technically not his turn, though.
What?
He just has a move that he does on the initiative count of 19.
But he moved.
Not on
It
his
says
turn.
you moved. On its turn. But it's a full
Yes.
sentence that I have to read, Danae. A full sentence.
I'm very sorry. On behalf of 4th edition, I would like to apologize. I'll catch you. I'll catch you next time. He's most likely going to move on his turn. Anybody else have a reaction before I resolve this?
Did he run past one of my threatened squares? Probably not, right? He went over
Nah.
past Morbeck.
He went around. He did run past Morbeck. I do believe, yeah, his hit and run attack does still provoke. So, does Morbeck get opportunity attacks? Okay.
He tried.
Considering that was a natural 1, we're just gonna go ahead and resolve this. A close blast 5. As I remind myself what a blast is real quick.
That doesn't sound close at all.
It's pretty damn close. Pretty much anybody within 5 squares of him. Yep. Yeah, I reckon that'll get everybody. Yep. So does a 25 hit everybody's fortitude?
Got it.
Okay. That's 14 lightning damage. And I'm gonna go around, I'm gonna give everybody some good old-fashioned, put like little lightning bolts on everybody. What is the threshold for Morbeck taking damage now?
$15? No.
12. So you hit it.
Yeah. So Morbeck goes down. Just gonna tuck him away for later. All right. So what this looks like is Six Spurs disappears in what appears to be a flash of lightning. There's the sound of spurs and hooves as he circumnavigates the group. And when you look up, you see him leveling a shotgun in y'all's direction. And when he fires, chain lightning just bursts out of the barrel. So y'all are all slowed, and you have ongoing 5 lightning damage.
Until when?
Until you save.
Which would be at the end of our turns. So -5.
Right.
Actually,
Kid, it is now your turn.
oof, owie. All right. You know what? It's all right. So slowed means what?
Slowed means that I believe your movement is 2.
Got it.
If I'm correct, I will double check. A creature's speed becomes 2.
Cool. So I will move here, and then I'm going to... Oh, crap. What was this?
Are
That's silly. Sorry, what?
are the actions that we take affected by slow?
No, not at all. It just only affects your speed.
Minor action, Promise of Storm. So this next will deal 6 extra lightning damage. I'm going to cast Lightning Lure. Does a 15 hit Fortitude?
It's Fortitude. It does not.
Can I use an action point to reroll and hope for it to hit?
Absolutely.
10 probably doesn't either.
Oof.
That's
Not
fine.
liking the looks of that.
That's fine. Yeah, that's my turn.
All right. At the beginning of Six Spur's turn, this you may have noticed a gigantic ass circle that has dropped onto the battlefield. Yes.
Yes.
At the beginning of Six Spur's turn, this wall of wind, which has rapidly been approaching from the outer reaches of this little dimensional pocket, has shrunk to sort of encapsulate the bunch of you here. And then it rapidly becomes clear that the wind is actually made out of the elemental forms of horses spinning about you. And as they are running and spinning about you, they are doing a heckin' stampede. They're trampling, you might even say. That's not gonna hit Six Spurs as he is able to deftly dodge the horses. But his turn begins. As a minor action, he's going to attack Ruth. Does a 13 hit your reflex?
It does not.
Also, it's
Okay.
11 because he's marked by me and takes a -2 penalty to attacking anyone but me.
Okay. You see Six Spurs sort of point at you with his human hands, and a gust of wind tries to blow you away, but you dig in your heels and you are unmoved by this. As an action, however, he is going to take a glaive off of his back, and he's going to attempt to hit. You know what? Actually, no. Instead, what he's doing is he's going to do a trample. 25 versus Ruth's AC and 24 versus Kid's AC.
He's just going like this. He's spreading his fucking hooves out.
He is almost in constant motion here. It's like he's been penned up for the past. How long has it been? Like 5-10 years. He's been penned up for the amount of time that it has been since he was killed, and he's just rip roaring ready to go.
25 hits.
24
Alright.
hits. Immediate interrupt. Transposing lunge. 12 probably does not hit. Damn it, how many more action points do I have? One more, I think. Yes. Yeah. Please. Be kind. 17. Versus AC.
Okay. A 17 hits.
For 17 damage, and I teleport him in between myself and Ruthie.
Amazing.
And he takes an additional 6 on top of that because he's at full.
Love it. Love that for us. Okay. The way that this looks, because he's supposed to shift after each one of these attacks, he shifts 2 squares after the attack against Ruthie, and then he attempts to shift 2 more squares to get away from you. But you say, nah, I don't think so, and you pull him back.
What it looks like is Kid spins his gun above his head, and a shepherd's crook extends out of the barrel and grabs Six Spurs and just yanks him back into place.
Incredible. All right, Six Spurs just moved on his turn. Trisannas, do you have a reaction you'd like to do about that?
Sure, I do. I'm going to shift 3. Hello, can I select my hello?
If you cannot, I may know the reason why.
Okay, I can. All right, cool. I'm gonna go here. This is a can I stand here?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
You are on a cliffside there, but you can
Heard.
stand there if you would like.
Yeah.
All right, anything else for you?
Mm-mm.
All right, on his turn, Six Spurs is going to move the Squall.
I'm sorry, what?
If you find yourself inside the Squall at the beginning of your turn, you will be attacked by trample damage. You may not
Heard.
necessarily take trample damage, but you have a chance to take trample damage. Trisannas, it is now your turn. You are not in the Squall. You are very close, though. You are muted also.
I muted myself. I just want to make sure. Until the end of your next turn, you deal 1d6 extra damage to the triggering enemy when you hit it, and you ignore -2 penalty to attack rolls when it has cover or concealment. Okay. Cool. This Squall, is it spirits or is it ghosts? Is it spirits of horses or ghost horses?
I'm gonna say this one's probably spiritual in nature.
That makes sense. I just wanted to double check. Cool.
It is the relationship between horses and speed.
Yeah, and when he like moves, is it like quick physical movement, or is he like blinking in and out of existence?
It is physical movement.
Okay.
He's just fast enough that like it's hard to see him moving.
Cool. I have.
He can't stop moving. He can't stop moving. If he stops moving, he'll start thinking.
Right, exactly. I do
Just
have.
blink.
I have a grappling hook. I have a climber's kit.
Okay.
I want to try to make no more movement, my friend. I want to try to imbue it with magic or with gold to tie him down.
Okay. If you can find an item that does that.
God.
A bear
Okay.
trap.
I just
Bear.
typed bear as in naked. Okay. God, what would I even search?
God, that's a good fucking question. In the name of fun, I might need to just like punt that rule and just start playing ball with you guys.
Animated rope is a spell that is 100 GP. And
Abyssal portal.
you get to command the rope to do what you wish.
Okay.
Does it not specify anything other than that?
To command the rope, you must have a line of sight within 20 squares of you. You can take a move action to command the rope to move, coil up, uncoil, and so forth. The rope has a speed of 6 and climb speed of 6 as a standard action. Sorry, go ahead.
Is there no net or bola?
Those are some.
Net. There are nets.
Net of exploding casks. That's the
Wait,
one
no, that's a...
Trap, maybe? A
That's
snake
really fun.
trap.
Huh. There are no... Why?
Because 4E is
There's
very
a leg
much.
hold trap.
Oh. What you might be looking at. Are you searching under traps?
Yes, I was just looking for traps.
What you're looking at is probably for DMs. In
Oh.
fact, it's certainly for DMs. I might just need to start playing ball with you guys because
the nature check to command the ropes and law seems a lot easier.
Mhm.
I mean, the rule of find an item that does that in the glossary has not served us very well in the past. So in order to have fun with my very cool setting, I think I might just have to start improvising when my players want to improvise. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I
Sure.
see. What's a lurker? Is that a class?
It's a type of enemy.
Oh, I see. I see. Okay. Yes. I am probably not on the correct thing that I need to be looking at.
All right. Well, let's call that a Nights in the Courtyard. We'll come back to it. It's a fun conversation. But yeah, let's say spend 100 gold.
Okay.
And I will allow you to slow Six Spurs
Okay.
with a rope. If you like, give me a nature check.
Okie dokie. Let's go. What? Ma'am? 17? It's not very good.
That is still enough to hit his reflex. So
Dope.
I
Yeah,
would say that would do it.
So Triss takes out this rope and grappling hook, and she very, like, I mean, she's dealt with horses before. She kind of like spins it around her head, and you see as she does this, lasso of truth, the gold makes its way out through it, and she kind of lashes out with it, grabbing like his chest or his leg. And as she does, you see like almost like zombie like hands kind of grabbing him from this as these spirits that are always around grab at him to hold him down slightly to quell his movement. And then I'm gonna take a step inward because I don't want to be by this squall. No, thank you.
That sounds bad.
Yeah, that sounds tough, man.
Kid, did you save against the lightning
I did
effect that
not.
you have? Give me a flat D20.
14.
You save.
Hey.
You're Gucci. Triss, is there anything else on your turn?
I don't think so, because that would have been an action, correct? A standard action
Yes.
to do so, and most of my other things are also standard actions. Cool. Cool. Yeah, no, that is it. So I will try to make what kind of save?
Just a flat D20. You save in 4th edition. It's honestly basically a coin flip to see whether
18.
or not the thing that is bad for you ends. All right.
So I took 5 damage at the beginning?
Yes.
Okay.
So you are no longer slowed and no longer taking ongoing damage.
Juliosis.
Okay.
That's my turn.
Rakel, at the beginning of your turn, you take 5 damage. Yes. And now it is you.
Minor, I would like my puppy dog to be back in.
All right, Pupper. Is that a good spot? Anywhere else you want to put him?
Yep, right here.
Okay.
Nope, it's close burst too. It has to be here.
Okay.
Oh, 20, not 2. That's my window is full. Okay. Anyways, I would like him to do a bite. I would like him to do this kind of bite. Does an 11 hit his fort?
Let me double check. It do not.
Can I roll again?
With a action point, yes.
I have 0 action points. Okay, never mind. That's it.
Okay. Give me a save against ongoing damage.
That
Everybody's
many.
saving. That's some good heckin' news. Ruth.
Yeehaw! So I take 5,
Mm-hmm.
go to 9,
Mm-hmm.
and then I am going to use. I guess I would have to choose a different minor action instead of my quarry.
Mm-hmm.
Because I am going to do the battle crazed weapon. Because
Mm-hmm.
I'm definitely definitely not doing well. I'm gonna hit the roll button on that just so that way the ability is there. I deal damage to myself equal to half your level, ignoring any resistances you are considered. Or I guess I don't have to do that, but it's the
Yeah, you're considered bloody already.
yeah, it's the weapon deals extra damage though if I am bloodied. That's what I was trying to do. So that being said, I am going to cut and run potentially.
You're flanking with me, so that's +2.
So the battle crazed hand axe
Oh my god.
would be a 27 versus AC.
Yeah, I reckon that hits.
Okay, and then that is going to deal 11 damage and then an additional 5. So that's going to be 16 on the first hit. And then does a 19 hit AC?
19. Double check. 19 do. A
Okay.
19 do hit.
That will be an additional 10 damage.
Sick.
And then with the cut and run, I can shift some squares equal to 1 plus my wisdom modifier. So I am going to shift because being this guy near this guy seems bad. And I also don't want to be in a line. Lines are bad. He does lightning thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to shift 2 back. And then I make a save of sorts or roll a d20
Yes.
against.
Yep. Roll a flat d20.
Okay.
You do not save.
One of us had to fail. I'll use my. I'll use my action point. No, I won't. Suck it. Ah, fuck. Okay. I will just take the damage and move. That's it. That's it for me. I'm still jostled.
Okay.
Or I think I can move, right? As well?
Your movement is 2.
Okay,
Because
that's
you're
fine.
slowed.
I'm gonna get near Rakel.
Okay. Works for me.
That's it.
Anything else for you?
No, that's it for reals this time.
Okay. Let's see if that there hit and run attack. Hello? Oh. Are we preemptively rolling a Okay.
My
Give
puppy
me-
dog is in front. If he lightning gets away, he gonna do a bite.
For sure, for sure.
I also get an attack.
Hold on, hold on, fellas.
We're
Yeesh.
bloodthirsty.
We're past that point now.
Every time I got tissue,
We are
just
about to
listen.
die. We need to get the chip damage that we can get.
He does not recharge his hit and run attack. So he is not moving this on this hit and run. Kid,
Damn
is
it.
you.
Cool. Faux snare.
Oh my gosh, Morticia found another jingly
Oh,
toy.
shit. I'm still slowed, right? I'd take damage anyway.
You are not. You saved.
Yeah, but I would still take damage. I would get attack of opportunity if I tried to move in his threatened zone.
Yes.
Indeed.
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna minor action and kick up my ghost step because I'm whiffed with my spell. I'm not having a good time. And I get to shift 2 away.
Okay.
Let's say 2.
Love to see it.
That's my turn.
Okay. On Six Spur's turn, he is all tangled up in this rope, which he finds rather annoying. He's gonna rear up on his hind legs. He's gonna pull that glaive off of his back, and he's going to bring it down on the ground as he lands. And in doing so, the world around you ripples. And changes. The wind now whips about you, and you no longer hear or smell or see the sea, as it appears that you are now back on back on the other side. That being his turn, he's gonna spend the rest of it removing that rope, as at the end of his turn, any slowing conditions clear on him. And Trisannas, it is now your turn.
Again?
Yeah.
Already?
Yeah, as it turns out, there's only one enemy on the battlefield. It's kind of crazy.
I mean, I'm not used to that, but all right, let's go. Okay, cool. So I have a burst thing that I want to do because he is large. Can I burst it just around him so it's not hitting my
what
friends?
size of a burst is it?
Burst 1.
Burst, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there's totally.
Okay.
You can totally draw a 3x3 square that does not include your friends and does include him.
Scoliosis. She's going to pull out her bow and aim a shot at him. And she is going to perform a I'll do a thorn cloud shot. Let's go.
Yeah.
That's an 18 versus AC.
18 is gonna hit.
All right, that's 14 damage.
Sick. Morticia thinks I shouldn't be playing D&D right now. I should be playing
But attention.
Jingle Ball.
And if he ends his turn in the zone, he will be poisoned. Do I need to do anything to maintain, or he'll take more poison damage? Do I need to do anything to maintain the rope?
He took the rope off of him. That's what he spent his turn doing.
Bullshit. Okay. I like that.
But what's to stop you from conjuring more rope?
I need another action. That's what's stopping me.
You could use an action point to give yourself an action.
I lost my goddamn Squall.
No, Danae.
Control Z?
Oh,
Help!
I just want to draw a square, goddammit.
But we don't need the Squall. We're back in regular town.
It's fine. Yeah, no, it's fine.
And hey guys, we did it. We beat the Squall. We solved the horse puzzle.
No, goddammit, the
Yay.
Squall follows you. Here, it's on fire now.
Oh boy. That's so much worse.
It feels more accurate though to how it's
Uh-huh,
felt this whole time.
Into the ring of fire.
Hey, it was bigger. It was way bigger than that.
And it burns, burns, burn.
Yeah, that was closer. This is closer.
Well, the flames, they went higher.
I'm gonna use my movement. This is so much scarier now.
I think it's bigger too.
Oh boy.
I
I just looked at the stream and it is filling the screen.
I'm gonna go ahead and just move to the other side of Ruth.
Reminds me of Valaki.
Incredible. All right, Rakel, it is your turn. What's wrong, honey? I can't play with you. I'm playing D&D.
I would like to do a bite. 21 against the will.
Oh my god, this was such a bad idea. There we go.
Uh,
21's gonna hit.
Yeah. Sorry. I would also like to have moved closer
Okay. Works for me.
so that I can get 2 temporary hit points after that.
Oh boy.
And then I would like to use a Healy boy. God damn it. Okay, so I would like to use a Healy burst. A heal surge. Which will give me that many hit points. And then because I have shared spirit, I can choose one ally within 2 squares of me. God damn it. Okay. Can I have moved here?
Where is all this cursing coming from? I don't understand.
Positioning.
Positioning.
Oh.
So that
Yeah.
so that kid can also do a Healy burst.
I expend healing surge,
Wait.
correct?
Wait. The target can spend a healing surge. The target does so. I think I'm the target. Shit. You get 1 hit point. I'm sorry.
No, you know what? Every hit point counts.
The target can spend a healing surge. If they do so, they also gain.
I'm the target.
Okay. Did
So-
you spend a healing
Yes.
surge and gain the hit points from that healing surge?
Yes.
Okay,
But-
just checking.
And then I have a shared spirit thing, so
An additional, yes. Okay.
well,
Just checking.
the second part of it, the thing that an ally adjacent to your spirit companion, it's just somebody within 2 squares of me.
Understood.
Within 2 squares of the target, which was me
So-
in this case.
So long as whoever got their healing surge also healed off of it. Just checking. Anything else for you, Rakel?
Nope.
Okay. Ruth. It is you. You take 5 lightning damage.
Oof.
And you are slowed.
I am. It's not a good look.
It's not a good look.
Not a good look.
I'm also gonna say, y'all noticed Six Spurs is looking pretty rough, as it appears that he is bloodied.
All right. Well, then there's no better time than to go 1, 2. And I'm going to use my sudden strike.
How sudden is it?
It's very good. What weapon was I reading? Oh, I was reading a different thing, but I am going to do sudden strike. That's the one that I want.
Okay.
Yahoo. 22 versus AC.
22 hits.
Okay, so that is going to be 15 total damage.
Okay.
And then I shift 1 and I make a secondary attack, which is 13.
A 13 will not hit.
All right. Well, I did something, and then I'm gonna try and save out of being electric. Fingers crossed.
You save.
Hey!
Fellas,
I'm
it's time to see if
alive!
we recharge a hit and run. We do not. Kid, 'tis thee.
Hello. I sense little
Six Spurs
animosity.
is bloodied, and it seems that it has amped something up in him. You remember before, in his Sparky form, him being hurt seemed to trigger something in him, and something appears to have been triggered. Carry on. Sorry.
Thanks. I hate it. I just need to reread something real quick. Okay, that's an encounter power. Sick. I'm going to shift 2 so that I am flanking with Morbek, and man, Six Spurs is gonna be real funny if you move. Booming Blade.
All right.
+2. God damn it. I'm just not hitting tonight.
A 12 is not going to hit his AC, unfortunately.
Carry on.
Okay. Six Spurs at the beginning of his turn. Nobody is in the Squall. He recharged his boomstick once he was bloodied. So he would like to fire his boomstick. Unfortunately, Kid is not in an easily drawable that. But enough of everybody else is. In a blast 5 to the left of him there, he is going to fire his shotgun. A 23 versus Fortitude on all y'all.
I'm gonna reduce 5 on someone. I don't know who though.
Ruth.
Probably Ruth.
Wait,
He's,
any one creature by an amount of 5. Yeah, so 5. Unless you just have a minuscule amount of health anyway.
Do it to Rakel. Because
Yeah, I was looking at your.
wise, if
It will not matter.
I am at 4, so even if you save 5, I'm still taking 4.
Yeah.
In the
So
arms of the
I'll reduce 5 on
ancients.
Rakel.
And Ruth goes down.
All right. Ruth is down. Morabek, that is not enough damage to drop him, so he is Gucci. The rest of you are going to take ongoing damage. Ruth, you do not because the damage dropped you. The 23 did hit everyone's fortitude, right?
Not mine. I'm behind him.
I'm obviously not referring to you, ruffian.
Sorry,
21
how much damage?
9.
9
9,
lightning
thank you.
damage and ongoing 5 lightning. Rakel, does a 21 hit your reflex?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. I'm doing this thing again where I say Rakel when I mean Trisannas. I don't think I've ever done that before.
And just
This is-
today.
It's
What
so
were you trying to hit?
Your reflex, 21 versus your reflex.
For sure.
He slides you into the Squall.
Oh boy.
With a gust of wind, you are pushed backwards into an ongoing stampede of spiritual, elemental wind horses.
But that's only if you end your turn there, right?
That's only if she's there at the beginning of Six Spur's turn.
Oh, okay.
All ass. Okay. So he has done that. Let's see. I think he will shift back one. No, he doesn't want to end his turn here. He will provoke. He's going to provoke to move completely away. He provokes 3 attacks of opportunity so that he doesn't sit in that poison.
Ree-hee-hee.
If he's bloodied, I have a +1 bonus for Morbeck, so 21 to hit.
Morbeck also gets a +2 from flanking, so...
Okay, so we're in mid-20s now. 23 against AC.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm looking at a 10 on that.
I
know that you add a 1 to it, but
okay. Sorry.
it's okay.
I saw a kid's attack come up. Thought it was mine.
No worries.
So I guess 13 versus ref.
Let me double check actually. I don't know if anybody's No, it doesn't hit his ref. That 20 does hit his AC though.
For 15 damage.
15 damage. He is still up.
Rakel also gets an attack of opportunity, right?
That was Morbeck.
Oh, you command. Okay.
I mean, technically, Morbeck and she share actions, so that would be the reaction that they have together as friends and neighbors. Okay, it's still Six Spur's turn. You know what? Motherfucker has action points. Let's get fucky with it. 14 versus your reflex, kid.
That's a no-go, chief.
Okay, well, I'll spend another action point on this. Okay, an 11 isn't gonna hit you either. Nope. Great. Good use of action points, guy.
Blasts of wind hitting kid. He just like widens his stance and just stands there. Like, oh, I thought that would be a lot more powerful.
Maybe trying to move a storm genasi with wind was not the best idea. Trisannas, you are being stampeded around by elemental horses.
Ah!
Oh, okay. Also, take your ongoing damage if you haven't already.
Which is 5, right?
Yeah, and you're slowed, so you can only move 2.
Okay.
Well, right here's out, so.
Yep.
Right here is out?
Yeah, that's close enough. The circle I picked before was smaller than this one.
So I feel like using a second wind is a minor action or a major action?
Oh, I believe it's
an action.
I believe it's a standard.
Yeah.
Second wind is a bonus in 5th.
It's a standard action.
Yep. We all found it at the exact same time.
I'm looking at the crib sheet. Okay. Could I'm going to dismiss the area effect.
Poisson.
The thorn cloud goes away. Can I use my action to create a potion of healing, quote unquote, to throw at Ruth?
If you can afford it. I know for a fact potion of healing is something that costs.
It sure does.
I believe that there is, in fact, a cost listed for a potion of healing.
Let me look at the fandom wiki.
50 gold.
Wiki, you have failed me.
It's 50 gold? Yeah.
I can spend that. I've been hoarding gold this whole time and no one knows. Yeah. I'm going to... Oh, did I get the 100 gold back from my rope? Just a question.
I'm gonna say not until the end of this combat.
Healing
Well, yes.
potions don't work the way you think they work.
They use an action surge.
Yeah,
Or they use a
you spend a
second
healing
wind.
surge, and then
Mhm.
you heal 10 instead of whatever you roll normally.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so.
But
that's
I
so
want to
weird.
grant that to Ruth.
Okay. I'm down for it.
Okay. So Triss moving out of the squall, like she's going to take some gold in her hand and sort of like move it into a ball of light. And she is going to take it and throw it, and as she does, a spirit comes from next to her, and like Japanese theater shows where they have like the people dressed in all black, the spirit is going to run it over to the Ruth and splash it upon them.
Beautiful.
Thank
The special
you.
effects are remarkable.
Yeah, thank you.
All right.
Triss isn't good at throwing.
Ruth spend a healing surge and regain 10 hit points. Triss, anything else for you, my friend? Aside from rolling your saving throw.
Let's see. No, that is not something that I can do. Okay, so I will roll a d20. That's a 7.
That seems it sticks around for a while longer.
She's going to, as Ruth comes back to consciousness, she looks quite broken and bloodied, and she just like looks at Ruth, gives him a nod, kind of like holding her hand on her chest, and she's go get him. Very quietly to herself.
Branches snapping off of her head, leaves littering the ground around her. Rakel, it is now your turn. 5 ongoing damage.
Yep. I'm gonna move up here. Morbek's gonna jump in. He's gonna do a bite.
I don't like seeing that.
Well,
all right. Rakel, let's get a saving throw. That will save. No more ongoing damage for you. Ruth, my good man. Six Spurs is kind of on the ropes here. He's backing up. You can hear a lot of jingling coming from his person between the spurs and the beads on his saddle. He's alternating, pointing the shotgun at various people. Though there's a click coming from it as it appears to be jammed and not reloading. He looks at you and he says, I can see why they replaced you. Your turn.
And Ruth looks at him and says, I actually don't think he would say anything at this. I just think that he kind of gets like this real dark look in his eye. And he is going to run 2 or 3. Yeah. So that way he gets onto the flank, just like vanishes. And then when he comes from behind, he is going to roll a hit and run.
Nothing personal, kid.
17.
Yeah, so 17 to hit.
17 is exactly what you need to hit him.
Damn right. And then does flanking increase damage?
It does not.
Okay, so then
not
he's
unless
still
you're a rogue.
He's still going to take 13 points of damage.
Okay. How do you do this?
So Six Spur says, I can see why they replaced you. And Ruth gets down low. He is a bit reckless in his attacks, but there is just this wide hook around to the back, and it is the like quick knee slide through the dust and dirt as he just cuts into the back haunch of this horse, like where the tendons would be to allow that back half to stand. And he is going to just drop this horse. Very quietly, very efficiently.
Okay. He bursts into a shower of gold. And you land on the ground, and find that what is in your arms is not a pile of gold as you normally would find, but Sparky, who is laying there, coughing up blood, and he looks up into your eyes for a second, and he says, I don't think I'm coming back this time. And there's a look of realization in his face, as he seems to remember something, and he says, don't. And then he bursts into gold.
Ruth very quietly just says, it's probably for the best.
And I think that's probably the best place that we could leave off for tonight.
Yahoo! Hooray! We're having fun here in the Wild West, but we have fun whenever these folks are on the channel. Danae, where can we find you? What do you do?
Hey everybody, I'm Wings, also known as Danae Keener. You can find me at DanaeKeener.com doing nerdy drawings, most related to D&D and a lot of things on this channel. I forget what else I also say. It's been so long. I'm very tired. It's been a long, long month for me. My brains are cooked. DanaeKeener.com.
Speaking of cooked eggs, hey everybody, I'm RJ. You can catch me RJ. Just because you're allergic to eggs doesn't mean everyone can't enjoy eggs, Simon. RJustice282, Twitter, Twitch, and most other socials. I'm doing a lot of things. DanaeKeener.com.
Hello, everybody. I'm LBHackEmUp. You can find me at LBHackEmUp on the Twitters and the Instagrams, where I post nerdy stuff and also sexy stuff. You know, no big deal. You can find me at Hack Recklessly on the Instagram, on Twitch, and on YouTube, where we post our level 15 game. They're in the lair of Talona right now, and boy, is it a time. They're about to hit some iron maws, spoilers, so I'm really excited to see how they get through that. Then they got the room of the room of poisons, which also should be super fun, the Mirror of the Dead, and it's going to be a good time before they get to rescuing Azuth from the top of this upside down pyramid that is Telona's lair. So join us for that on Sundays. You can check my Twitter for all of my fun stuff that I'm doing throughout the week. The next one will be on Wednesday, where I'm on Nerd Immersion's channel. We are doing our Lost Minds of Phandelver game, and this week our characters are finally going to tell each other that they like each other. It's going to be so fun. I'm very excited. DanaeKeener.com.
Boy, I'm Cyber. I'm here. I will be in other places, and I will know what they are soon. DanaeKeener.com.
And if you've made it this far, you probably already know who I am, but if you don't, hey Acorns, what's up? It's me, your buddy, your pal, your friend, the Indoor Adventurer, the showrunner here at twitch.tv/Indoor Adventures. We do shows like this at 5:30 p.m. on Mondays. Other shows and dates to be determined and decided and looked forward to. So keep your grapes peeled for that one. But for now, we are going to be going to our after show called Nights in the Courtyard, where we answer questions not only from each other, but also from the community. So if you have any questions for myself or any of these other fine folk, feel free to join us at that Patreon. And again, we are going to be heading out. So I'd like to say once again, thank you to everybody who decided to stop on by. Thank you to Danae for running this absolutely fantastic game. And of course, thank you to everybody who decided to stop on by, because we couldn't do shows like this without you all. Thank you. Oh, and also thank you to these players for putting up with our bullshit once again this week. And with that, we will see all of you guys next time. All right, everybody. See you soon.